Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Elgin and Michael here. We are going to stand in for your fearless leader, Frank Crandall. So, don't throw any tomatoes, don't throw anything at the screen. We're going to try and replace Frank just this one time. So, hey, Michael, how you doing, man? You want to
I'm
introduce
doing
yourself
well.
real quick?
Oh yeah, what's up, everybody? I'm Michael Sane down here in Santa Clarita area. Just pleasure to meet you all, and looking forward to sharing some information with you.
And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Elgin Walker, and I'm also down here in the Santa Clarita area. I've come on a couple of times to either participate or help Frank with a couple of different topics. So Michael and I, we were going to talk a little bit about a couple of different things, but the first one I want to kind of start off with is when I did lead generation topics I don't know, a couple of weeks or so ago. I kind of rushed through a few things because obviously we're on limited time. So I wanted to take a couple more moments to kind of talk about, building and working your database and how to utilize that, quote unquote, with tech. Michael is much more tech savvy than I am, so he'll jump in and do his part. Every now and then I'm still working out of the card file. Okay, not anymore, but that's the way it feels sometimes. That's how old that I am in real estate. But there's 5 things in particular, and I'd like to talk about, and that's in touching your database, how you touch them, how you build some relationships and stuff with them. And I'm going to specifically talk about a couple of things that I do mostly on a daily basis. Now, when I say on a daily basis, I'm human just like the rest of you. Meaning some days I fall off. All right. I just make sure I don't fall off as many days as some other people. Some of you guys have heard me speak before. I always say that consistency, consistency is the biggest key to your follow up, database wise, your tech side, everything, the consistency in what you do. Because, in real estate, when you think about it, what's really the most exciting or sexiest part of this thing is when we get a check. The rest of this stuff is work, man. It's really, really work. And you have to do the work. You have to do the exercise. You have to do the dieting. You have to do whatever it is to get the results that you want and everything else in your life. Well, it's the same thing that you have to do here in real estate. So it doesn't, at least for me, I have not found to take an activity. We say the activity is cold calling, and if you're gonna touch 100 people in a week, in my opinion, you're better off touching 5 people a day than trying to get there on Saturday and just make 100 calls, right? So if you consistently do some things, it doesn't seem as mundane, or excuse me, it may seem mundane, but it won't seem like such major tasks when you do them. Kind of like just taking small bites, small bites. Here's a couple things that I'm doing that I call it 5. And for me, every day, and I, by the way, I time block this. I time block this, which is normally around now that I'm doing these things. So I will be replacing that time, or it'll be starting after the event here that we're doing. So I don't get to skip it. I just had to reschedule the time. So a couple of things. One is for me, and I'm doing this generally from my database, and I have them scheduled so that they come up and I don't have to think about it, is I make 5 texts. I make 5 texts a day. 5 texts a day to people that are in my database. They can be warm, they can be colder, whatever the case, but I make sure that I send 5 texts out. I send out 5 texts because one, some people just, they don't necessarily need to talk to you, or they might respond a little faster than call them because everybody doesn't pick up their phone anymore, right? And let's be honest, we don't always want to talk to the people either. We just want to get our message across. So I send 5 texts a day. I also send out 5 video messages. Now, those video messages will go out either by text or by email. Now, I use BombBomb.
One, because I've been using it for a long time, and two, I use BombBomb because my face pops up on the screen, and they don't have to click a link or anything to begin to actually look at the video. That way, even if for some reason they don't look at the video or they just delete it, they still saw my face. A lot of times people may be busy at that particular moment and they will open the video email later. They don't always open them right then. And through BombBomb, you can track that. If you're good at tracking analytics and all that, and you're building in some numbers, you can track that. I make 5 calls. Make 5 calls a day. Those 5 calls just could be based on what your lead type of prospecting is you're doing. I mean, if you're calling expires, make sure you call 5 expires. If you're calling for sale by owners, call your database, which is normally the calls that I'm personally making. I've been in a long time. I've got a large database. So I'm talking to people that hopefully want to talk to me. Also, just your follow-ups. Follow-up buyers, follow-up sellers, prospects. It's a really good time. Try to make sure you get in 5 of those. I also send out 5 inbox messages, either on Facebook or Instagram, mostly Facebook. And believe it or not, real easy to do, because guess what? On Facebook, what do they tell you every day? Every day Facebook tells you it's somebody's birthday. Just think about it. What do you do when you see somebody's birthday? Most people will hit the like button or maybe say happy birthday on their feed, etc. But what if you actually opened up their inbox and you said something like, hey, Michael, I see it's your birthday. I just want to wish you happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy yourself today. I hope you do something special for yourself. Have a good one. You think that'll stand out just a little bit more than hitting a like or hitting or just, get lost in their news feed. I tell you what I like even better than that, if you want to get savvy with it, is don't hit them up the day of their birthday. What if after their birthday, a day or 2 has passed, what if you went in and I was like, Michael, man, dude, it's Elgin. I'm so sorry. Dude, man, I missed your birthday. Man. So I just wanted to reach out right now. Wish you a happy belated birthday. I hope you had a great day. I hope you did something special for yourself. Forgive me for missing your birthday. Happy belated birthday, my man. You see that there's just a connection, just a little bit more. And I'll tell you something that I've been doing pretty consistently for really the last 30, 35 years is writing 5 personal notes a day. 5 personal notes a day. Those notes can be to your database. They can be to your vendors, your affiliates. They can be anywhere. To people that are going to help you build your business. 5 personal notes a day. So if you break, and if say you don't do all of these, but you do some of them, I think I gave you 5 action items, right? So 5 times 5 is what? 25, right? So now you're talking about 25 touches a day. Times that by 5 days to a week, right? You guys getting the point? On a consistency basis, how many touches does that give you for a month? And you can organize and do all of this from your CRMs. So this really does not have to be very tasking. Michael, what are your thoughts to that and some of the stuff you're doing?
No, I think what you brought up is awesome because it's not overwhelming for a lot of people. And if you have a simple, just do my 5, I'm going to do my 5, get them out of the way. So in line with all that, when you mentioned cold calling, for people that want to cold call, and if they want to do a larger number, some of the text that we use is, most CRMs have it, but a lot of people don't get a dialer, if you can afford it, or if you want to work with it, instead of you're making a lot of calls and you have to stop and make that dial every single time, it takes 2, 3, 4 times as long to make that call all the time. So if you have a dialer from a proper system, it will go through. And a lot of CRMs have a dialer included, and all you have to do is make sure you call, and the dialer, you'll call through your CRM, it will call you back, and all you have to do is click ahead, click next call. and it will make the call for you instead of having to look up the number, call it, and dial it. And then in that way, you're already in the notes of your client. So using a dialer is huge for that, to keep notes. And even if you're doing your 5, if you're able to do that, you're already in your CRM, so you're able to take the notes from doing that. As well, if you're doing those 5, I've learned over and over, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist, right? So get a good calendar program. Google Calendar, Calendly is a great program if you want to schedule appointments, but whatever you use for a calendar, make sure you're using a tracklet. Some people just use, the Apple Calendar. You have Google. I use for Apple, the contact, Fantastical. There's so many of them out there, but all the point is the same thing with the CRM. If you're going to do it, you just got to use it and put it in. If you track it, you'll have your 5 calls notice, oh, make these calls at this time. And like Elgin says, if something happens, you don't delete it from your calendar. You just move the time on your calendar and do it. But it should be locked in stone. That's why we time block, so we know exactly what we're going to be coming up to and doing. To get all of this stuff going, like Elgin said, and working it all in your database, we put it in our database. We can preset some of these things, birthdays. We can set up a preset video. We can set up now for birthdays. I'm like Elgin. I don't like to be like, oh, here's just a common video of me saying happy birthday to you. It's your birthday. I like to address you personally. So I might send that video the day of or a couple days after. Or another thing that I would do, working with you, like your example of going after Elgin, is I might do it a day or 2 before. Hey, I want to be the first one to let you know. And I didn't want you to be bogged down by all these texts and emails on your birthday. So I just wanted to be the first one to tell you happy birthday. So happy birthday to you. Look forward to it. Have a great day, and I'll check in with you afterwards. So that's another example that you can do with the birthday, but that's personal. The other things that you can do, and Philip, if you're doing more than 5, as we grow our database, we have larger and larger numbers. So we're going to outgrow the 5 unless we keep up with it. So what I generally do is put in some of these touches that are prompts into people. So what happens if I just put in a text in my CRM in a campaign, and it goes out to somebody once every 3 weeks or once every month or so, and it just says, hey, Elgin, it's Michael. How's it going? That's a text that's auto sent. Now, Elgin might text me back, and I'm thinking, oh, Elgin reached out to me. But he's really just responding to my text. But those are the touches that you have to do. Now, when you get that text back, obviously we're following up, and that's completing and getting that conversation going. But using your CRM and using a campaign, you can take a lot of these things off your plate. Now, when we do that, though, that's a supplement to the 5. That's keeping things going. But what Elgin was spoken about is doing that 5. Keep that active, because otherwise you're just relying on your tech and you're not actually doing any work. So you're not ever going to actually process or close things. So get it all set up. For the videos, I think they're great. One of the biggest tools that I use is like Elgin. He has BombBomb. I use something called Dub. I know there's a couple other ones. There's Big View. I know Keeping Current Matters has a new thing that they do where they can put your information on the screen and to give you the topic. But screen recording and videos are huge in talking and working with your client. The reason being, you can demonstrate something to them. You can make videos and do a little clip. You can send them out an email. You can track what's being said. But if I wanted to talk to a client and I can do a screen recording and I can show them the data that I've collected and follow it through and do a quick 30-second little clip. So I'm not bogging them down, but the same thing what I would see on a YouTube short, I can make a video, put it into my CRM, and that may be a touch. And if I'm sending that out to everybody in my database, now my call, I have a purpose as well. Hey, Elgin, it's Michael. I just wanted to connect, say hi. By the way, I sent you a video a couple days ago. Did you see it? What'd you think? So now I have something to refer to and talk back about. So when we're following up and when we use these tools together with us, it really helps keep things moving quickly and keeps everything's going. So I think with the database and the calls that we have, using your CRM and really plugging in and pouring into it is going to help you go and work further and get ahead. So that's my thought on those. And I like the 5. I mean, I was doing my own thing when I first started, and Elgin kind of brought up, hey, Michael, just simplify it. Do your 5 calls, do your 5 texts, do your 5 emails, write your 5 notes, and do your 5 follows and comments on Facebook. And once I did all that, it slowly went, and then I started to build on it. So that was really huge. So I got to thank you for that, Elgin.
Yeah, that's a whole lot I need to thank you for, Michael. So, hey, you guys, I'll tell you another thing too is please, 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 please embrace video. Embrace video. I mean, when you think about it, the video is such a revolutionary type of a product, and as realtors, we probably should use it the most, and we use it the least. I mean, we really do. And I know that, sometimes like, okay, well, what do I talk about? Well, now we got Chat GPT. We're talking about tech. You can put into Chat GPT if you want to. Hey, give me the 5 things that most sellers need to know before they put their house on the market. It'll give you ideas. It'll give you 5, 6, 7 ideas, whatever it is that you want. Now you've got talking points on your video. Also, I would really tell you guys to embrace, YouTube. Embrace YouTube. Make yourself a YouTube channel. And you don't have to be one where it monetizes and you're becoming a YouTuber and all of that. But hey, guess what? You can make a YouTube channel. Make a YouTube channel and connect some of your social media to your YouTube channel. So now you can make one YouTube video, and that video can go out to Twitter or X, whatever it is now, Facebook if you want, LinkedIn. I have 5 things hooked up to my YouTube channel. So when I make a YouTube, I can send it out to all of these to all of these places, right? And I would encourage you to not worry about I'm hitting my people too much, because you're not. You're really not. And if they're not responding right away, it doesn't mean that they're not looking at it either. It just means that right now is not the time for them, and they're gathering information and they don't have anything to say. Because I'll also tell you with your YouTube channel, if you could get your database, your people to subscribe to your channel as well, they're getting stuff. Some of your CRMs now, like for those of you that are using KV Core, I know that KV Core does, where they actually have BonBon that you can subscribe to through your KV Core. So it's already connected to your database. So you can send out either group video emails, individual emails. You can talk about the market. I mean, what's the hottest thing going on in the market right now? Are buyers going to have to pay commissions? What's going on with the NAR lawsuit? The 6% dead. This is all you're hearing, right? There's a lot of talking points right now. Obviously, learn as much information as you can. I wouldn't say to just spit out a whole bunch of misinformation, but these are topics that people really want to hear about. People want to hear about where the interest rates are going to go. Do you expect the interest rates to fall? The Fed say they're going to drop them 3%, 6 times this year. Now it's down to 3 times. What's going to happen after the election? Is property going to just fall? When are the prices coming down? This is all the stuff we hear, right? What if you made, and when you're making videos, it's just, again, my opinion is you don't need to make like 2-hour videos. I mean, these videos should be, if you really got a lot to say, which sometimes I do, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. The majority of the time, they should be somewhere around 2 to 5 minutes at the most. 2 to 5 minutes at the most. And if you take these same videos, you put them out in the universe, but then you also send them directly through one of your CRMs to your people. And you can put your people in groups. You can put your people in groups to you sending this stuff out. The other thing about doing stuff that we're talking about now with this type of tech, how much money is this costing you? Right. How much money is this costing you, right? I mean, first, like, because I'm a little older than Mike, and a little longer in the tooth, real estate wise. So for us to reach maximum people back then, we had to run like magazine ads, and they wanted you to buy bus benches, and you have people sitting on your face and ride around in the grocery carts all day, and you know how much money that stuff costs. And you know how many more people you can reach now instantaneously through this tech. and it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money at all. And the ROI, the rate of your return on your investment is fantastic. So I would tell you guys to embrace video. What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
Yeah, I think video is huge. I mean, that's the common thing. It means so much more when you see somebody's face actually talking and you can hear what they're saying. You can hear their tone and you hear their text. What I think is huge is what you mentioned is ChatGPT. And as I'm making these videos and I'm growing out, ChatGPT is all about prompts. Now I learned this the other day and I was so surprised. You can actually go into ChatGPT. You can say you want to write, a script for whatever you're going to talk about. But then you say, I want this script to be based on how my business is going to help each other. Then you make a prompt. Ask me 20 questions about my business so that you can write this as me to support it. ChatGPT will ask you the questions, fill it in, and then help you write the script as if it's you based on your business. So there's all kinds of things that we can do, and it will get to know you so that it's going to write as you, right? I see Elgin. I'm like, yeah. So you have that. You can have your scripts. Most of these videos things, you can have a teleprompter working for you. But like Elgin said, most of the stuff, you don't have to be super long. You don't have to be perfect. It's better to do it. And as a matter of fact, people will like it better if it's real and probably watch it more than if it's all super fancy, done up in the high, this is really produced. Because then they know that you're just scripted reading and doing it. So if you're real and you do it in the moment, or if you have something and you just, hey, this is me telling you what's going on, it's going to be huge. And when you're able to have videos and create a library on a YouTube page, like Elgin said, not only can you reach your people, but once somebody finds you, they're going to be able to dig in and find out more about you, research you, and that's how they're going to get to know you. They're going to get to like you, and they're definitely going to trust you because you're putting out all this information. And if they go through your library on YouTube and they say, wow, 6 months ago, Elgin was talking to me about interest rates and how they're changing or home prices or this area, and I see this is happening, I better start trusting him because he was telling me 6 months ago and I'm seeing it's happening. It's not just somebody new. But that's where I think YouTube is huge because it's also the second largest search engine. That not everybody knows that. It's Google, then it's YouTube. So it's huge to get everything out. And that's kind of my thoughts on there when we're using video. I mean, it just means a lot. And if we can grow our database, get them to come to it, and then just keep hitting them with video and letting them see what's going on, get to know us, and then always, always, always in every video have a tagline and a call to action.
No, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And sometimes I fail to do that, and you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference, but you guys would be surprised how people will not comment at all, but they'll watch your YouTube channel. They won't. It's kind of like people that don't comment on, say, your Facebook, and then all of a sudden you know them, you bump into them in person or something, and they start telling you your whole life because they've been watching your whole life on Facebook. They just haven't been saying anything. So that's one. The other thing I would say about video, sometimes do something that's totally not real estate related, and maybe it's just funny. Maybe you talk about one of your restaurants that you go to, or you talk to just something. Doesn't have to be super quick. I'm at the ball game, blah blah blah. Look at this, yeah, show everything. All of a sudden, just something silly, something fun, something community related, something that's not necessarily just you even giving real estate information, and that goes far as well. So looks like we have a question, Mike. I got to put my glasses on. I'm acting like I can see, but I can't.
Miss
So,
Elena.
Elena, go ahead, Elena.
Hi, thank you for this meeting, by the way. And I just wanted to know if you could clarify what you meant by a tagline in the video.
So a tagline, just something that represents you, something that's going to help identify you or your business. I changed mine sometimes with the Sane group. I sometimes just say, what my motto is, is where I say to everybody, I'm an example. I want to lead by example, and show everybody, but sorry. I just tell everybody, I am an example to everybody, and I lead by example and show everybody how to grow their business. So follow me and help grow your business and improve each other's lives. I know Elgin has one that he's used for years and years and years. How do you close out, Elgin?
Remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition. Things change, but it's truly a great life. I'm glad I didn't screw it up this time.
Oh,
You know,
I love that. So in other words, it's like something you say the same thing in every video to keep yourself consistent and kind of brand your identity.
yes, just keep branding because everybody's going to get to know you. Oh, yeah, you're the guy that, tells me things change. You're the guy that wants to improve lives by leading by example. I have an agent I work with, and he goes by Smiley Kylie, Smiley Kylie, I'll make you smile. Just something like that. They're going to be able to connect you to your information and want to come back.
I'll tell you guys a funny story like with that. I used to write when I would write my personal notes, and I actually, give credit. I got this from Brian Buffini. I would always end my notes with, "Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for you, your friends, or your trusted referrals." And I wrote that after every personal note. I did that so many times that one of my clients sent me a stamp that said that. She said, and like a little, and he wrote me a note that said, "You don't have to write that anymore, just stamp it." Actually, the purpose of writing it though was to show it was authentic. This was way back before all this authenticity stuff became popular. It's just who I was and what I did. But people take notice when you do this type of stuff. So now you do the same thing as Michael is saying on the tagline on your YouTube channels. And if you have certain values, certain I'm trying to what are the things we say in the morning, Michael? I can't think about it right now. That you say to yourself, huh?
Affirmations.
No, so the stuff that you say to yourself to keep yourself going. Golly, how my mind wow.
I know.
I went blank. Anyway, it's not aspirations, but what I can't think of the word right now.
Affirmations.
Affirmations. There you go. Sometimes put your affirmations out there. You do not be scared to put your realness out there, because like Michael was saying, the more people can see that you are a real person doing real things, you have real stuff, they connect with you more. People, saying people want to know that you care more than they want before they want to know what you know. They want to know that you care. So I would suggest doing some small things like that, but just do it on a consistent basis. Obviously there's some personal things you don't put out there. My whole personal life is not going to be on there. But like for me, like I get a lot of calls right now because I put out there that no, we recently had our first grandchildren. So we had 3 grandchildren. So we had all 3 of them on the same day. Now 2 of them were twins, obviously. The 2 that were twins were born to my wife and I's twin son. So our twins had twins. Well, our daughter, who's a little older, she also had a boy that same day. They're different hospitals, all that. None of them were on their actual due dates, but all of a sudden we went from no grandchildren to 3 grandchildren. So that story, which is a true story, I put out there, I get so much attention from that. And of course, from some of, not all, the pictures that we'll post from that. And, so just things, man, that you can connect with people. And these are some of the things that technology allows us to do that if we do right, they're fun. People get to know you. They build relationships. And of course, the more relationships and conversations you can have, the more opportunities you're going to have to help people, the more opportunities you're going to have to build your business. Because remember, old saying that I have, you're looking to build a career, not just have a good year.
Next one.
Anybody else have any questions? I think that we're coming to the end, Chris. I think that I know Chris is recording this. I guess I'm not sure where Frank and Chris, where they put these recordings, but you're more than welcome to wherever they're at.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Frank's YouTube channel so you guys can get updates on our recent Tech Tuesdays.
Oh, you know what? I guess I can throw real quick out there. Hopefully, this is appropriate. If you guys are not members of our Facebook group, the Winner Circle, join the Facebook group, the Winner Circle, and you'll get information from myself, obviously from Frank, who is the leader of the Winner Circle. With myself, Michael, Nate Butcher, we're really supporting that, and we're all kind of coming together to make sure that we provide as much information to our real estate community as possible. You do not have to be an EXP agent to be a part of the Winner Circle. So if you guys have agents that you think maybe they're not doing as great as they would like to, maybe they need a little support. It's a tough time out there now. Hey, throw it on the Winners, get them to come to the Winner Circle. We'd be more than happy to have them and have them at some of the events and some of the, we have some really great stuff that we're all planning to put together. And we're all over California right now. And at the top of that chain is Brent Gold. So every now and then we'll get a little Brent Gold love. So just throw that out there. All righty. Thank you guys for spending this morning with us, with me. I really appreciate it. I hope that there was some value that Michael and I was able to drop. Mike, you got one last thing to say, and I'll let you close it out.
I just want to say thank you all for coming, attending and showing up, asking great questions, Elena, and just everybody just keep following up, doing what you're doing. If you're not implementing the 5s, get into it. And Elena, you have one last question?
Yes, so I was in and out when I switched, and I want to clarify, it's 5 texts, videos, Facebook messages, calls, and emails, right?
And personal notes.
Personal notes, like,
So
on text.
Like a thank you card, or
just like a card, just write a personal note of
Oh,
some sort and send it out. And yeah, put your card in it. And depending upon who you're sending it to, if you have the ability, every now and then, because I know we're over time, but I'll tell you is that in your databases, you should categorize your people. So like say you got 100 people or whatever, you should have a top 10 or top 20. Your top 10 or top 20, they should be able to get things, and they don't have to be people that bought and sold homes from you. They could just be people that you like. There are people in your database that you think when something comes up for real estate wise, that they would go to bat for you. They're like a raving fan. They're going to tell other people that they need to use Elena. What do you mean you didn't use Elena? You better use Elena. Oh, hey, you think about buying? You want raving fans, and you take where it's an honor for them to be part of your group like that. And those are people you take care of. Every now and then they get a $10 or $20 gift card. Maybe they get a one-on-one lunch, a dinner. Maybe they get something. You want to build some real relationship conversations, and then they will also go out there and actually help you build your business. And I know that wasn't a tech thing, but because you brought it up, I figured I'd throw it in. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
all right.
All
thank
right,
you.
Chris, I guess we're done, my man. Have a great day, you guys. Have a good rest of your week. Help a family or two.
There you go.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much.